Husband snatcher. Jessica cries out as Meghan calls husband to throw her out on street with kids. In a dramatic twist that has left jaws dropping across the globe, Jessica, a distressed mother of two, has publicly accused Meghan Markle of being the catalyst behind her husband abandoning her and their children. With tears streaming down her face, Jessica recounts a harrowing tale of betrayal, manipulation, and heartbreak, claiming that Meghan's influence over her husband has shattered her family and left her homeless. As more details unfold, the question arises, has Meghan Markle, once hailed as a champion of social causes, crossed a line too far in her pursuit of personal gain? Jessica, who has chosen to reveal her plight, paints a shocking picture of how Meghan infiltrated her life, allegedly using her charm and influence to win over her husband. She's not the woman the media portrays her to be, Jessica cries. Behind the smiles and the carefully curated image, lies a master manipulator who doesn't care about the lives she destroys. According to Jessica, the Duchess of Sussex not only caused a rift in her marriage but also left her and her children out in the cold, literally. "I never thought someone with so much privilege and power could stoop so low," she added. But how did this all begin? Let's unravel this web of accusations that has left many questioning Meghan Markle's true character. Jessica alleges that her husband, a successful entrepreneur whose name has been withheld for privacy, first encountered Meghan during a high-profile charity event in Los Angeles. He came home different that night, Jessica recalls. He couldn't stop talking about her, her beauty, her intelligence, her relatable personality. "At first, I thought it was just admiration, but it quickly spiraled into something much darker." She claims that Meghan pursued her husband under the guise of networking and building connections. Jessica insists that the Duchess used her star power to lure him into her world, gradually driving a wedge between him and his family. She made herself indispensable to him, offering career advice and opening doors that he never even considered before, Jessica explains. But it came at a cost, his loyalty to his family. Jessica's husband, once a devoted father and partner, began spending less time at home, citing work and new opportunities as excuses. Jessica alleges that Meghan encouraged him to prioritize his ambitions over family life, subtly convincing him that his wife and children were holding him back. "She planted the idea that we were a burden," Jessica says. "And he bought into it." Jessica's accusations don't stop at an emotional affair. She claims that Meghan actively sought to undermine her role as a wife and mother. "She knows how to play the victim while pulling the strings behind the scenes," Jessica asserts. "She's mastered the art of manipulation." According to Jessica, Meghan used her media-savvy persona to paint herself as a supportive friend to her husband, all while orchestrating the breakdown of their marriage. She would send him messages at odd hours, asking for advice or sharing her struggles. She made him feel like he was the only one who understood her, Jessica claims. But it was all part of her plan to isolate him from us. Jessica also alleges that Meghan's influence extended beyond her husband's personal life. She started introducing him to her circle, people who live in a completely different world, one where family values don't seem to matter, Jessica says. It was like she was grooming him to fit into her lifestyle, one that had no place for a wife and kids. The situation reached its breaking point when Jessica's husband asked her to leave their family home. "He told me I was too demanding and that he needed space to focus on his future," Jessica recalls, her voice trembling. "But I knew whose words those were, they weren't his. They were Meghan's." Jessica and her children were forced to leave with little more than the clothes on their backs. "It was humiliating," she says. "I had to explain to my kids why their father didn't want us anymore. How do you tell a child that someone they've never met has taken their dad away?" Jessica's story has sparked outrage, with many questioning Meghan's moral compass. Critics argue that her actions contradict the values she claims to stand for, such as family unity and women's empowerment. How can someone who preaches compassion and kindness destroy a family? Jessica asks. It's hypocrisy at its finest. This isn't the first time Meghan Markle has faced criticism for allegedly causing rifts in relationships. From her estranged relationship with her own family to the fallout between Prince Harry and the royal family, Meghan has often been at the center of controversy. Jessica's accusations add fuel to the fire, painting a picture of a woman who is willing to do whatever it takes to get what she wants, regardless of the consequences. Royal biographer Angela Levin has weighed in on the situation, stating, "Meghan has a history of alienating people who don't fit into her narrative. This latest accusation, if true, is just another example of her disregard for the impact of her actions on others." Social media has exploded with reactions, with hashtags like #MeghanTheManipulator and #JusticeForJessica trending worldwide. While Meghan supporters argue that these claims are baseless and fueled by jealousy, critics see them as a glimpse into the darker side of her personality. Jessica is now calling for accountability, urging Meghan to acknowledge the damage she has caused. "I don't want her pity or her money," Jessica says. "I just want her to stop destroying lives." She has also launched a GoFundMe campaign to support her and her children as they rebuild their lives. "I'm not ashamed to ask for help," Jessica says. "I've lost everything because of Meghan's interference. The least she can do is own up to her actions." As Jessica's story continues to make headlines, it raises broader questions about the ethics of influence and power. Should celebrities like Meghan Markle be held to higher standards of accountability? And how do we reconcile the public persona of a figure like Meghan with the private pain allegedly caused by her actions? While some argue that Jessica's claims should be taken with a grain of salt, others believe they highlight a troubling pattern of behavior. "This isn't about jealousy or revenge," Jessica insists. "It's about standing up to someone who thinks they can get away with anything because of their status." As the world watches this drama unfold, opinions remain divided. Supporters of Meghan argue that Jessica's story lacks concrete evidence and is an attempt to tarnish Meghan's reputation. Critics, however, see it as a wake-up call, urging people to look beyond the polished image presented by the media. Jessica, meanwhile, remains steadfast in her pursuit of justice. "I won't be silenced," she says. "People need to know the truth about who Meghan Markle really is." Jessica's accusations against Meghan Markle have ignited a firestorm of debate, challenging the carefully crafted image of a woman who has long been a polarizing figure. Whether you view Meghan as a victim of relentless scrutiny or as a calculating opportunist, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. As more details emerge, the world will be watching closely, eager to uncover the truth behind Jessica's claims and Meghan's alleged role in the destruction of a family.